Hey guys, Ningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today, we are jumping into the legendary Goku event once again. It's been a while, but some of you may have noticed already, but yesterday when we got the update and we got Gohan's banner and his Dokkan event and, you know, the start of the celebration in general, Global added the mission to the legendary Goku event to do the event with a team comprised of final trump card characters. Obviously, we've had all those previous missions in the past, but when the latest set came out, they came out on both versions at roughly the same time. But we didn't have the final trump card category yet, so we didn't get that mission. So yeah, randomly went to the legendary Goku event and noticed that it said 34 out of 35 missions completed. So I decided that we would jump in, get the mission done, and we are gonna absolutely just flex on this event with the final trump card team that we're running. So I'm running a Rainbow Friend Vegito, who has some pretty decent skill orbs equipped, and then I'm running my Gogeta as the leader, just so because I wanted to have one of each on the team. Mine has one dupe. He's got a few skill orbs in him. The friend is also full level 10 links. My Gogeta is not, but the Int, LR, Goku and Vegeta that become Vegito, and the STR Goku and Vegeta that become Super Vegito, they are both full level 10 links for me. So is Turles, who we brought along for support, and then we got MVP 17, as you can see here, for support as well. So the team is basically two main rotations of like top tier LRs, and then a couple of support units. And then we also brought the physical Gogeta as well, because he fits super well on the team. And of course, he provides that extra little bit of utility. The team has so much potential for built-in healing, because we have the LR Vegito and the LR Gogeta that once we get past 6 turns, if we drop below 50% HP, they will fuse and we get the full heal. And then of course we have the STR Goku and Vegeta. When we drop below 77% HP, we can fuse into Super Vegito and get the heal with them as well. So yeah, very strong team. Like having these two LRs together like this on this rotation with Turles, who's providing 40% attack. Plus, of course, like I said, Turles is level 10 links. So although he has no one on the team to share big bad bosses with, all of his other links like Fierce Battle, Prepared for Battle, they are all fully leveled up. Prepared for Battle, I believe, gives a small attack and defense buff now as well as the 2 key. So he does benefit from having his links maxed out, even though his best ones aren't being optimized. But yeah, Goku and Vegeta, mine are only 55%, even though they are level 10 links. So the fact they only took 17k from a super with type disadvantage is still very good. But of course, Turles not doing a crazy amount of damage. But now we've reached the turn where the team is really going to start kicking off, because we're going to get our blue boys to transform here. And of course, because we're running them in the first 2 slots, they get that bonus key, so it's really easy to 18 key super with them. Vegito gets the guaranteed additional as well, so things are really going to kick off. So because my Gogeta is weaker than the friend Vegito, I just decided to put him in slot 1, because obviously I want him to start building up his attack and that with his supers. So I wanted him to be able to get a super off here before the Tech Goku gets finished off. So I think Gogeta just takes him out here, but not quite. No crit. Oh, then he gets the additional normal, and then yeah, he has to finish the job himself. He can't leave him on that tiny sliver of health for Vegito to steal the show. So yeah, we get the extra additional super and finish off Super Saiyan 2 Goku. So moving on to Super Saiyan 3. Gogeta, even though he obviously is very powerful, and he is Rainbow, despite my Goku and Vegeta only being 55%, but I'm keeping Gogeta as the floating unit, just because I really want these two together, because obviously, ideally, I want them both to fuse, and then we will literally have the rotation of double Super Vegeta, and yeah, counters everywhere, crazy amounts of damage, so I definitely want to keep these guys around. Plus, of course, having Gogeta floating means we always have that random chance that if we drop below 50% HP, he could be coming into that rotation and get the transformation into Gogeta. So, but yeah, he is Rainbow for me. I got the final copies from the anniversary. So, as you can see, most of our units are just taking double-digit damage from normal attacks here. So, very easy in the early stages. So obviously Turles only provides attack support, so go ahead and put Vegito in the front slot since he's got type advantage. Gets the guaranteed additional super, and then of course the friend, like I said, he's rainbow. He's got, I think, multiple additional skill orbs, so I'm pretty sure this tech Vegito has like 20 crit and 12 additional, so he's pretty crazy. Yeah, just straight up crit for 4.3 million to take out Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then hadn't even realized at the time we were getting so close to the Dokkan attack, but all of the attacks are stacked up in the front slot, so we can just put the rainbow in LR there. We've got MVP 17 on the rotation, so they're getting a massive defensive buff anyway. And yeah, so we got type advantage, all the attacks in the first slot, so the super does 8,000 damage. So God Goku is normally that turning point where you start to notice him doing a little bit more damage to some of your lesser defensive units. And so yeah, to just stroll in and take 8k from a super attack. So unfortunately, the Goku and Vegeta STR are in their base form, so Vegito's not getting Super Saiyan here, which would be another big attack link. But he's still got a pretty solid attack stat. And obviously the Dokkan attack, we hit all the nodes, so we're going to get all the bonus damage. So no crit, but basically close to 5 mil. And yeah, all the rest of the attacks just doing no damage. And see, the STR Goku and Vegeta, obviously no slouch even at 55%, because they're hitting over 3 million attack stat. And we got 17 on the rotation, who only buffs defense. He's not giving them any attack support. And then yeah, we get the additional super with them. And MVP 17. I mean, even he's got a 1.4 million attack stat. So even though he's basically here for the defensive support, as well as the key, because obviously that helps with having the multiple LRs on our rotations. So yeah, very solid unit on the team as well. So here we decide we got one of these active skills. We should use it, because with the Legendary Goku event, especially when you're using powerful teams, sometimes you always get stuck in that odd cycle where every time the Gogeta and Vegito come onto rotation, the enemy's not low enough HP for you to use their active skill. So then you go on to the next rotation and end up finishing the phase, so they just get stuck in that same cycle. So I decided to go with Vegito's, just because I'm hoping we can get Gogeta's by the end. And of course, if we can get it against Int UI Goku, because Vegito is a tech unit, if he doesn't crit with the active skill, then unfortunately he won't do a lot of damage, where of course Gogeta has neutral typing. So I'm hoping to get the Gogeta active skill against Int UI Goku. But yeah, still quite easily cruising through here, not really taking that much damage. And of course, even though it's only 150%, the final trump card is a solid leader skill, and the team is full of LRs. So our HP is pretty ridiculous, considering we're not getting a 170 leader for HP. So yeah, we have just shy of 600k health. We're like just over 10k away from being at 600,000 health. So we are easily going to breeze through, because even at the end of the event, like if the wrong unit takes a super attack from STR or Int UI Goku, you could be looking at 250, 300k damage. But since most of the rest of the units on the turn will tank normal attacks really well, that's only like half our health. So even if we need to heal up afterwards, we should never get into a situation where we're in danger of dying in one turn. So Vegito going to go off here. Obviously we've got type advantage against Blue Goku, so we get the crit, then we get his guaranteed additional 12 key super, which also looks awesome. No crit on that, and then yeah, double digits again. So he's going to take the super. So type advantage, he's super attacked multiple times at this point. Yeah, 96 damage. So even Gogeta up to 3 million attack stat here now as well. So unfortunately no crit, so we don't quite take him out. But MVP 17 is more than capable of finishing off this small amount of health from Blue Goku. 1.4 attack stat, very good for him. And we get the crit just for good measure as well. So we're already at the first UI Goku stage, and we're only like 10 minutes into the video. So a lot of teams, especially when we've run like the more defensive builds, it's taken a good like 15-20 minutes to get to the UI Goku phases. So since we have lost a bit of health here, I decide to go ahead and transform the STR Goku and Vegeta. So we're going to have at least one Super Vegito, because that means not only do we now have access to his counters, but he now has the Super Saiyan link. So that's also going to help out the int Goku and Vegeta before they fuse, just to have a nice extra attack link. Obviously on this turn we have Gogeta here to provide that for them if we want, but of course transforming Vegito means we get to see where super attacks are going to be. So because he's going to super attack in the first slot, STR Vegito has now lost the damage reduction that he has when it's just in the Goku and Vegeta phase, and so at 55%, even with level 10 links, he will take a lot of damage from that super, whereas at least Vegito is type neutral and he is rainbow. So how much is this actually going to do to him? Yeah, see, he still took 250k. So if that was this Vegito, we would probably be looking at least 300. So definitely a good idea to put Vegito there. And then, of course, it means all the attacks coming up against STR Vegito now are all normal attacks. So we are going to get the counters. It is kind of annoying that his counter attack animation lags on the emulator, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do to fix that. But look at this, we're getting 1.4 million damage on crit counters, which is insane just to do for free. Unfortunately the non-crit ones not doing so much, but of course he has to dodge one. And yeah, no crit on the... Is that the last one? I mean, it's still 300,000 damage for free, so we'll take it. And yeah, no crit again. So, I mean, even off those last 3 non-crit counters, we still did 1 million damage off of those, essentially. So, that still works out really well. And then he dodges Gogeta's super attack. Okay. So, what is he on? Yeah, see, he's not low enough health to use one of their active skills. And I noticed that we have dropped below 50% HP. So, I'm not really bothered about, like, trying to get through this with no items. I feel like this team easily could. But I want to actually see the transformations. So, because we're going to have Vegito back next turn, I don't want to heal up here and then obviously not be able to take enough damage to drop back down. But I also don't want to risk the wrong person taking too much damage. So, just go ahead and use a Ghost Usher. Now, Goku literally can't attack me. So, we are guaranteed to start the next turn under 50% HP and get the fusion with Vegito. So... he still dodges Gogeta's super attack though. He has the thing about dodging Gogeta apparently, but not Vegito. Even Turles manages to land the hit, but unfortunately, even with type advantage, he's not really here to do damage. But I mean, he's going to have another crack at it. We get an additional super, and he gets a crit on that one. So there you go. So we go into the next turn. Now we get our int Vegito fusion. So this guy is going to be an absolute madman on this event now, because he is rainbow, full level 10 links, and we are linking him up with another Super Vegito. So I'm pretty sure all of his links are active here. I should have checked, but I don't think I bring up the links at all. And we can see that the super attack is in the final slot. Now, really don't want MVP 17 taking a super, but with all this firepower lined up before that final slot, I was pretty confident that we were going to take him out. And as you can see from Vegito, he needs to build up his attack, so non-crit counters not doing so much. But even with the crit counter, we still did 1 million damage. So, chipping away at his health here. And then couldn't get the 18 key super. Which, okay, so he goes ahead and dodges. Then he dodges the additional normal. So he's trying to avoid this damage so he can stay alive till the end of the turn. But... now with all of his links, even at the 55%, this STR Vegito 4.1 million attack stat. Very, very good. And then, yeah, he raises his defense. The crit counter would have finished off UI Goku, but he dodges. But MVP manages to connect with the super. And we get a crit for good measure. So we take him out before he gets the chance to unleash that super attack at Android 17. So we're on to the final stage in UI Goku. We're making a pretty good time, and yeah, we've got our full LR fusions rotation. I decided to break up the rotation here a little bit because he's super attacking in slot 1, so unfortunately neither of the blue fusions will really be able to tank that very well. So putting Gogeta in slot 1 seems like the good idea because he has type advantage, and of course I want to start taking a little bit more damage and keep him on rotation, and then maybe he can fuse into Gogeta. So seems like a smart choice to change up the strategy a little bit here. So we take the super attack. We've got type advantage. Yeah, under 100k. That's perfectly fine. And then he dodged Gogeta again. Wow. I failed to notice at the time that I was recording this just how much he dodged specifically attacks from the Gogetas, both the physical one and the STR one. But the friend Vegito manages to connect. And yeah, like I said, I think he's got like 20 crit. So obviously we really want him to be critting against UI Goku because he has type disadvantage. But yeah, he's just going to keep delivering those crits on the supers apparently. So he's taking double digit damage. And yeah, now we can see no super attacks on this turn. And all of the attacks are in the first 2 slots. So we're able to get both of our Vegetos their full 24 key supers. And we have Turles on the rotation for 40% extra attack. So yeah, Int Vegito. Non-crits, obviously not going to do huge damage, but close to 300k is still good. But then, yeah, boom. Crit counter, 1.4 million damage. So he's already done about 2 million damage, and he hasn't even attacked yet. Unfortunately, he does dodge the crit counter, but then, yeah, the super, 5.3 million. Very, very good. And do we crit here? Yeah, no crit here, unfortunately. But, yeah, we're just not taking any damage. Another crit counter. After supering, he of course raises attack for all allies, so almost 2 million damage. And then yeah, this Vegito hitting crazy attack stats on this turn as well. 1.3 from him. He's still taking 20k from the normals, because unfortunately that is where him not having the damage reduction and only being 55% comes into play. But it pays off in the exchange, because you saw there he crit countered for 2 million, so more than the Rainbow Int Super Vegito. So yeah, he is absolutely dishing out the damage here. I think we might actually kill him before we even get to Turles. Yeah, I think even if this counter isn't a crit, I think he dies here. So yeah, there you go. He decided not to super attack this turn, so he got absolutely annihilated by the counters from double Super Vegito rotation, with their attack being buffed as well. So yeah, they put out a pretty insane amount of damage that turn. So that is that stage, thoroughly destroyed. Like I say, we did use an item just so we could make sure we got the Vegito transformation. But like I said, this was more about just destroying this event with a great team rather than specifically trying to use no items. And of course, complete the mission. So you get 5 tickets for that weird Goku banner and 5 stones. I don't think the banner's been updated at all, so I think the only LR it has on it is Super Saiyan 3 Goku, that we obviously don't need. And I think pretty much every SSR that you can pull on this banner, I think I have all of those Gokus without need of dupes. But we had no one fly in, no Super Saiyan. So unless we get a screen crack here, this is going to be another one of those classic legendary Goku event reward summons where you just get 5 SRs. And yeah, that is exactly what we get. But I mean, it was about completing the mission, and I will take the 5 stones. So there you go. So that is the final trump card team mission completed for the legendary Goku event. Let me know what team you used if you've done it already. If you didn't know it was available because it wasn't in the news, now you do. So let me know what team you are going to use. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link to my Discord in the description, and feel free to join in the fun over there. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.